Hello there, my name is Mevon Samuel Jr. I'm the convener for the Mygore Mentoring Club. Today, the 4th of February 2023, we have started the 2023 Season 2 edition of the Mygore Mentoring Club. Like I've always said, a man is not designed to live in isolation. Every man is a product of his environment. What people are saying about you sometimes is really important because you need the recommendation of men to get to your next level. So at the Mygore Mentoring Club, we are a group of young professionals. We sit together, we brainstorm, we discuss life issues, and we also try to get people who have gone ahead of us to come talk to us about their fallacies and their results as they have remained relevant through seasons. We have a different array of guests for you this year, ranging from professionals, politicians, anointed men of God and women of God, who will be sitting on the famous white seat at the Mygore Mentoring Club to come tell us their experiences of what life has been and how they have been able to remain relevant. I would like to encourage you to come join us. We can't wait to welcome you from the first and last Saturday of every month, all year round by 4 p.m. I celebrate you. God bless. So I'm most excited, like I said, to be here to open the session. One thing, whatever you set your heart to do, one thing I've learned in life, that you must actually be consistent in it. Anything you decide to do, whether you want to sell sand, you have to be consistent until Julius Berger start buying sand from you. Then you now know that yes, you have gotten to a certain level. But you must be consistent, you must be steadfast. If you give up, you never can tell how the end will look like. So one of the thing that should drive you is you want to see this end so that you know how it's going to look like. Yes, so you have to be consistent. That is key for achievement, anything you decide to achieve. So today, basically, I want to talk about what I've titled Unseen Realities. You know, I've been doing a lot of reading recently. If one of the quickest way to know that you are going down is when you are beclouded by trouble, that it becomes too much, you can no longer read. It's already a proof that you are losing the war. When you allow the challenges around you becloud you, so you can no longer read. Because if you must come out from anything, you must have the requisite knowledge for it. So the unseen reality is these are actually things that are real. They are truth, but you can't see them. And the actual strength and content of a man is always made up of the fabric of the things you cannot see. And this unseen realities obeys principles that have universal applicability. Meaning if it works in the US, it works in Israel, if it works in anywhere. If a man marries a wife and the woman decides to be promiscuous, and when the man travels out, she sleeps with this gate man. As long as the gate man releases a seed, she's likely going to conceive. Whether she say, the seed will not say, this seed is not the one that paid the bride price. I don't know that you understand. It will not say, this seed is not my husband's seed. As long as a seed is released, the womb will receive it. It's a universal principle. It will work for a native doctor. It will work for a pastor. It will work for an armed robber. It will work for any kind of person you think of. These principles are universal. So if you start studying these unseen realities and start studying the principles that make people, you will now understand exactly where I'm trying to draw my topic from. I will talk for a few minutes there. We'll try to make it interactive, so I'll be sure you are learning. Yes, so if you don't ask questions, I will call. I have the right to call anybody, and the person will. If you don't say something, you must say something today. So just be ready. so all of us get the point. It all boils down finally to exactly what you desire, what you want out of life. If you just want to live to have a car, 3-bedroom flat, have a good job, you have this money that come every month, if that's what you desire, then it's fine. You can be average. But you see, I believe we're all created to conquer the continents of the world. It would be so unfair if you die and you couldn't see China, you couldn't see America. You just saw the space where you were born and bred. I do not think that's what God wants for, because when He created man, He said, He said, have dominion, subdue. So you're expected to go around the entire world. You know, my pastor says Satan is an illegal occupant, move to and fro the earth. Then you, who the earth is created for, you have not made any move. You must make it as a deliberate effort to try to do that. So you need to see the other part of the globe. It will broaden your perspective before you leave the surface of the earth. So, seeing reality, like I'm saying, is actually the fabric of things not seen. They're actually invincible. But it is those invisibility, those invisible things, that's actually the strength of any man or a woman. One of them is character. One of them is principles. Another is strength. You see, all of us, we are looking at ourselves now. You can't just determine who is the strongest until you put everybody to a strength test. You discover that the person who you are assuming is the strongest will even collapse first. So some of these things you just see. Then most importantly is skill. The man who can drive and the man who cannot drive. The one who can drive does not have a longer hand. Or you see something in his physical features that shows I can drive a car. If they are twin and one can drive, the other cannot drive, they will remain the same. The skill of a man is not what you can see. So somebody is standing in front of you and he's telling you that I'm a US submarine, I can kill all of you in 1 minute. You'll be wondering, who is this guy? Most times it don't look like it. But it's actually a skill, he's trained for that. He knows what to do, and truly in that 1 minute, everybody's gone. So the skill of the man is invincible, but it is exactly what makes the man. Just follow me, I'm going somewhere. It's exactly what makes the man. Another thing is the character. You see, as an apostle of correction, I must make reference to the scriptures. There was a time in the Bible, they were looking for deacons to take care of food so that they can distribute. The apostles were looking for deacons. So, was it Peter or Paul? One of them said, let us look for men with good report, good character, before skill. First of all, let them have good report, good character, before skill. As a CEO, I would rather employ somebody who has a very good character and charisma than one who has a skill without character. As a CEO, that's what I would rather do. Because somebody once described it, he says like a flat tire. If you don't change it, you won't advance. I have looked critically inward, particularly the environment I grew up and the people I grew up with. There are people we know who is so knowledgeable, so skillful, but yet nothing to show. There's a certain footballer, I won't want to mention his name, but rumor had it in Nigeria that he is more skillful than the legendary Jejo Okocha. I don't want to mention his name for the southern part of the country. The guy played football so well. So this time they were going for a tournament, and the coach said nobody should leave the camp because they have a serious match the next day. But he left the camp to go and carry babes. All of those things affected him. As skillful as he is, those who know the football and those who I'm talking about, as skillful as he is, he did not advance in his career because he had the character factor. Are we together? He has that character factor, just buried that part of his career. So Satan cannot stop God from giving you a gift. The creator, if he wants to give you a gift, nobody can stop it. So what Satan does, he waits for you at the propagation of that gift. Because he knows he cannot control the kind of giftings you have. He doesn't have the strength. So he waits for you when it is time for you to disseminate the gift. Then he puts some 1 or 2 bad characters. So that gift will not find fulfillment. I want all of us here, we're all young people, to first of all realize that we only have one life. If somebody had gone and come and told us of how it is after death, or maybe we would have had hope. But everybody just bringing philosophies, nobody knows what's going to happen next. And the life is so short that if you had your age, if you multiply your age by 2, it will even scare you, how you will look like. Then sometimes I try to reminisce when I was really young and my current age, just like yesterday. So just like yesterday too, you will also get to that age if you multiply by 2. When my mom was celebrating 67, I said, Mom, I remember when we celebrated 41 for you. Now 67. Yes, so it's just so short. Before you know, you are there. So if you don't make deliberate effort to start pushing, putting things in order now, the Bible says it is good for a young man to bear the yoke in the days of your youth. What that means is, everything you need to adjust, do it now before the 9th come. Before the 9th come. That character factor is what will sustain you. That is what people say about you when you're not there. People hardly discuss your skill. Have you heard when they'll say, there's a certain gospel musician in this city. Oh, I wish I can mention his name. The guy is so good. So good. He even taught, he was the one that taught Frank Edwards how to play the keyboard. Frank Edwards had acknowledged it, yes, that is that guy that taught him. He's in this city. But if you invite him to come and sing, after he finished worshiping, everybody is slain under the powerful ministration. If you're supposed to give him, for instance, 100,000, you now mistakenly give him 95,000. As you, the pastor, giving him, before you know, you see yourself up. The next year on the floor. It doesn't waste. It beat you blue-black. It doesn't even call people to beat you. You just jack your shirt. So I've heard when I sat with people, somebody from Belgium came and said, I heard that guy sing in your church. Would you like to travel? I would like to bring you to Brussels. Everybody said, wow, that guy is good. He's full of the Spirit. But I told you, not that they told me, I was sitting there. He said, but his character is bad. So if you check your life sometimes in retrospect, I know that no matter how nice you are, no matter how good you are, no matter how simple you are, even though you are simply saplocans, somebody must also say something evil of you. When the wise man heard about Jesus, they came with gifts. He heard about the same Jesus, he wrote out his sword. So somebody must also say evil of you. But now the question is the equation. How many people is saying evil? How many is saying good? So in a gathering of 20 people, 16 people say evil about you. If they need to vote, you have lost it. The people that will advance you, where they are discussing your progress, I am telling you the truth. You know, you guys saw me yesterday, you are seeing me today, but between yesterday and today, a lot has happened. I am telling you the truth. You will not be there. In fact, a certain man wanted to bless a certain family. And he said, is there anyone left in that man's family? Somebody was there to be kind enough to say, yes, there is one person left. Though he now wanted to spoil it, he said, though he is crippled. And where he is, we can't bring him to the palace. The king said, is it your palace? Go and get him. So there must always be somebody who will stand there. So that's why when Jesus said, be at peace with all men, he knows that even him, it's not everybody that he was at peace with. But majority of the people should be able to say, on this, we can vouch. So in your 2023 pursuit, as we get a different array of speakers, you aspire to be great. You must take care of your unseen realities. One of them is your skill. God gave it to you. Your character is not given to you by God. It is not. Your character is a product of your environment. That you have the kind of accent I have does not mean that God gave it to me. If I was born in the US, my accent would be different. Your character is not from God. You were not created with it. It is a product of your environment, how you were raised. That is the truth. That's the character of a person. The product of your environment. So God did not give it to you. God gave you the skill as part of your sin realities. So as you grow, you start picking things on the way. You start doing things that you know are unnatural. It is not God that gave you that. You picked it. And that is the enemy way of stopping you. So some of us, including myself, we have gotten some limitations in life. We would have been far gone. But we didn't take note of this part of our lives early. And some of us were not fortunate to get people who mentored us. So that's why I will sacrifice everything I have to always talk to young people. In my environment now, there's a place they block, cars cannot pass. But once they see me, they open the place. People, they will wonder, is this guy giving them money? No, because I go sometimes show them. I tell these guys, these things you are smoking, all of this you are doing, don't you see me? This is the example of a big boy. It's not what you are doing. What you are doing is not a big boy. You are not enjoying yourself. I tell you, I say, look at me, this is an enjoyment. If you can wear the wristwatches I wear, if you can drive the cars I drive and travel to the places I go, then you know you are enjoying. Command authority. This is so I speak to them all the time. So you see some of them advancing. Some of them are, Dad, oh, see me, Baba, thank you. I don't even stop this one. I don't stop. I know they take that in again. So I will always give my life to make sure people get to know some of these things. It is one of the very, very unpleasant sight to see, is to see a man of skill without advancement because of character. This year is already promised. In fact, by the indices, I've been around for some time, so by the indices, I know a very good year if I see it. I don't know about you, but me, I know a very, very good year when I see it. And I know the year that there will be challenges too when I see it. So the year is promised to favor all of us. If we don't put character in place, you may mistake confidence. Let me put it like this. As the year is favoring you, you are getting resources, you will not be able to differentiate between that character and pride. And why pride is so bad is the only sin God promised that He will not use demon, He will fight you Himself. He said, I, God, will resist the proud. And it is so it's a thin line though, before you know you are proud. You won't know. By the time you have to call for some time, I try to return it. Because the thing you're accusing those people on top of, some of you have the same character. When you're accusing these people. So you have to always do a retrospect, check yourself, be sure that that's part of that unseen reality is not what's actually stopping you. So most of the roadblocks we have in our journey of life, they're actually man-made. We made them. Yes, so by the environment we live, the people we choose to associate with. The people we choose to associate with. Not determine how far we go or where we end. Another unseen reality I want to talk about, I've spoken about skill, I've spoken about character. I want to talk about courage. You see, anytime you sense fear, whether the fear of dog, the fear of cat, the fear of tear gas, the fear of riot, anytime you sense fear, it's a sign that Satan is your neighborhood. I'm telling you the truth. Calamity goes in the direction of fear. Calamity goes in the direction of fear. Some time ago, not too long ago, I was walking one night. I don't like dogs. Those who know me know I don't like dogs. And sometimes I'm a night crawler. So I was coming back late one night. I saw, it's a wood, but the wood has a little of tree. It was cut down somewhere. But the shape of the wood looked like an essential dog. So I stand straight, was looking left and right to see if somebody's coming behind me to escort me. It was late. In my own eyes, because fear entered me, the wood started moving and it's not moving. But I thought the wood was, if you see the speed, I used to run back. And as I was running back, somebody who is like me followed me. But we now stood nowhere to go. He said, I said, at this point they let their dog loose. So one dog standing. Until a car was coming and flashlight. And I saw that it was a wood. And I saw, oh, okay, fear actually creates an image in you that does not exist. Anytime you sense fear, Satan is in your neighborhood. The slogan, the only evidence, the proof that you are righteous is that you are bold. It's not that because you dress like a ninja or you don't wear makeup or you don't wear... No, for the righteous is as bold as a lion. That is only evidence. A story. A friend of mine, some of you know him, came to see me in Jos. Then I was trying to get admission. Some years ago, I was schooling in Jos. So I took him to the Wildlife Park. It was a public holiday. So we said, let's just stroll to the park instead of sitting in the house. So we'll go to the park. If you have ever been to Jos Wildlife Park, it's a straight route. Then if you turn to the right, you'll see a goose, bamboos, gorilla, they're on the right. On the left, you see kangaroo and the rest. So once you continue straight, you see a place, the route is very small. You know, government people don't like taking care of things. You see, with the pen, it's a fencing. The carnivorous animal are here. Please be silent. It is written small. So we who know the park, we know that that's the way. But this friend of our friend, you know the air word. So he went towards the monkey sign, started moving towards where the hyena is. There's a back route. So that was where he followed. So we started following him. But we gave him like at least 50 to 60 meters. He fried his head. I remember his movement. He was moving on his head like this. Taking pictures. It was public holiday, so they had a lot of people in the park. So he now passed the place, the road carnivorous, because that place is here, because he went through the back, so he didn't see the carnivorous animal. And those lions are not fed. So once they see people, they rush for joy. You know, in Warri, where I come from, people will be claiming that they are lions. Say, hey, I'm a lion, I'm a lion. If you see a lion, you will not call yourself a lion. It's because you have never, it's only film, you have never seen one. If you see lion, you won't say you're a lion. The beast. So the guy just passed back and we were watching him, but we that knows, we gave him some space. If you had followed that front, there's a lot of space where people normally stand. Then the lions are far off. But that place is passing. is just at the back, where the lion's back is there. So he boldly moved there, and behold, one of the lions aggressively hit the cage. The cage, the barbed wires have been there for years. The cage bent. So, but he has a very good picture, because a certain photographer was on top of a tree, caught the moment. So if you see the photo, it was as if the lion was in front of him, because you hardly see the cage, because he was backing it. People say, because you get mind. You get mind. Now lion, you stand face to face like this. After they were hailing him, he now met me. He said, Sammy, I beg you, where have you seen water? I said, he said, small urine. He said, his trouser is so small urine just came out. Because fear entered him. He said, as he stand there, don't die stand. That he, to him, is dead. He said he's surprised when people started clapping, that this guy has courage. Death visited him. When he saw the beast, like he looked at it face to face. You know, if you actually look at the face of a lion, it's not what you want to be that close to. To other people, it was courage. But to him, urine just came out. Why did I give you that story? There are times you actually portray courage to the world, but you know yourself you're not courageous. So it's you raise body, you walk up past and they say, this guy, you know you're not courageous. So you can deceive everybody, but you can't deceive yourself. You have to balance your courage. What is courage? When everything has fallen, you don't know the next place to turn to, but yet you stand. The Bible even made it so clear. It says, haven't done all to stand. Stand. Everything is collapsing before you like this. But people are telling you, things are collapsing. What do we say? Don't worry, it's going to be fine. And you don't even know the next place to turn to. That is courage. Whether you like it or not, everybody is leading somebody. If by this time you don't have anybody you are leading, then I should have a personal problem with you. You should also have somebody you are mentoring. No matter, at least a young boy should be following you now. Because that is the only way you can actually practicalize the knowledge you are receiving. You will have to give it. Please do not give people the illusion of courage. Be sure you are courageous. It is the evidence of even your righteousness. And there's no way you can survive this world of battle that everybody is coming to take care through. The level of courage you need to get to where you need to get to actually break through in life, you will need 7 times that courage to sustain when you have already broke through. Let me say it again. The prayer that brings breakthrough will not sustain it. So if before you used to pray for 2 hours, or you used to exercise strength for 2 hours before your way now open, you started touching money you have never touched before. For you to sustain that level, you must now have to start praying for 12 hours. Because every level has a devil. And the devil gets stronger by the level it's attacking. If we are planning to execute, to go and assassinate a sergeant in the army, our level of preparation will be different when we want to assassinate the chief of army staff. We won't prepare the same. Because you know the chief of army staff is moving with a collage of fearless soldiers. So to take them out before you take him, you know that your level of preparation will be different. So also is the level you are. Some of you are not facing some kind of temptation now because you have not got to some certain level. There's a level you get as a young girl, doing well, you have resources. The pit of hell will send men to you. There's a movie I want to recommend to you to go watch because Tyler Perry actually do good movies. It's called A Fall from Grace. If you have not seen that movie, please go and see it, A Fall from Grace. It's very interesting. For those who have seen it, so they'll come one demand to destroy you. So also as a young man, there's a certain level what is a woman? May fall for a woman. The women you're saying is Maraba girls. Wait till you visit Los Angeles, the city of angels. they repeat that statement you just said. That you will now see a different devil. So it comes with every level. So as you go higher, you become more courageous because your circle will become thinner. And best believe, most people in that circle, as you ascend, many of them become enemies. That's the truth, because they come for you because of what they can get. There's a certain presidential aspirant right now in our country. He knows that the people around him are not for his best interest, they are for their interest. He's fully aware. So he shocked everybody this time because he didn't spend money like they expected he would do, because you know that everybody around him, they're actually enemies. Who is an enemy? Somebody who knows you are going to south, but is coming to slow your movement and take what he can take for you so that he can go to west. Meaning he is not ready, he or she is not ready to go to that journey with you. He has another plan, but he's coming to slow you and take your resources and divert. An enemy is not only person who report you to Kanayo, in quote, because it's going global. Before Kanayo will say, what does that guy mean? Nah, joke. In quote, I mean Kanayo, the movie star, the ritualists. That's not really the enemy. The enemy is somebody who has a different interest from the interest you have, but yet they are with you. So the day they turn their back, that's why the word betrayer came, because if it is not somebody close, it won't be a betrayer. For you to be betrayer, it means it's actually somebody close. They say about you is more important than the people of the highest cadre. I hope you know. In fact, I have learned recently, if people want to judge your character, they talk to your security man. They talk to your house help. People who naturally cannot do anything for you. You don't need them. They know they can never grant you a favor, naturally speaking. They depend on you for their survival. The way you treat them is actually the true test of your character. It's not the ones that are above you or the ones at the same level with you that you guys interchange. So when you check that, the next thing, like I say, you need to check is your courage level. You will need strength to fight this battle. You see, when God said, I've given you the land, which land is he talking about? The one that has giants. He said, drive the giants away and take over it. So it means your promised land is not vacant. That's what we're discussing in Bible studies. You must have to fight to get anything. A young baby is born. When she comes out, she cries. She starts growing. After the pain of going to school, nursery, primary, secondary, burning candles so that she can pass exams. Then she go to a point where she get to the university, she burn candles to pass. They come again, struggle to get a job. Finally get a job. Struggle to keep up with the work. Struggle with all the competition in the office environment. After that, she's now struggling to get a good life partner who can help her interpret and achieve her dream. She struggled to get that one, go through the rigorosity of accepting another family as against the original family she's from. After that, she struggled to conceive, to have a child. Then when she do conceive, 3-4 months to the pregnancy, she can no longer sleep because her tummy is getting bigger and the baby is turning, so she no longer sleep. She struggled 9 months to push out the baby in excruciating pain. When the baby comes out, she struggled to sleep for another 6 months because she's winning the child. This is the battles of life. Until you are at that level, you can't judge anybody at that level. This is the battles of life. It is easy for a single girl to say, what is it? Why is this house so dirty? Now, wow, woman did this house, so now the house dirty like this. Wait till you have kids. When you want to sleep at 3 a.m., that's when the baby is shouting. Everybody will be awake. Just wait. That you sit down to read or to have a time for yourself, you just hear cry bursting out. When you watch it, your two kids are fighting. One has pushed one, that one has fall, broke the head. You now need to bring first aid boss, try fixing the blood, patient, the next day, hospital you didn't plan for, you are rushing the child to the hospital. You guys are, but you soon, when you get there, you will know. So that time, you will start looking at people at that level and seeing the level of work on their head. Because most times, they don't sleep, and that's the truth. That is the battles of life. And the cycle keep repeating. It is tough. And for you to survive it, you must be tougher. If you're a young lady who still likes sleep, then stop thinking of settle down. Stop thinking of settling down. See, you still like sleep, it's like your space, it's like enjoyment. Or you don't have the strength to endure. Stop thinking of settle down. Because when you finally marry that guy of your dream, the guy has a family. You must marry the family. So his brothers start coming in, his mother, his sisters. Listen to you with you as a guy, as you marry that woman. When you marry Chidimana, today is her sister's birthday. You must have to send something. Family meeting, they will call you. Today you are here. The other day you are here. You are here. See, it's work. Be battle ready before you make any decision. But sometimes the mistake you guys make, you just see the person. You say, this is Ramsey Noah. Or this is Chika Ike. Forgetting that Chika Ike is a member of a family, that you don't know if her mother is Patience Uzoko. You have no idea whether Akia Popo has brothers. That problem enough is coming to you. You have no idea. So before you start fainting and because most people, when they get to that level, they go around and start telling everybody their problem. But if you know that this is what you are going into, then you'll be battle ready. If you are not ready, just stay where you are. Courage. I said skill. I spoke about character. I spoke about courage. The next thing you will need is endurance. Or instead of endurance, let me use the word perseverance. That's the elder brother of endurance. I've not seen anybody answering perseverance, but I know people call ND endurance. That's their name. Somebody will name a child endurance. So let me use the word perseverance. To persevere. Meaning to extremely endure beyond the natural. You want to still keep your shape, but yet you want to have a child. The moment a baby pass that place and come out, it's no longer the same. All those your fine girl, we just drop. Yeah. Perseverance. That one is when I think Central should be able to explain perseverance more because you understand what I'm saying. There are people, I'm trying to remember a movie, which I can remember the name, so I want to also recommend that. It's done by this guy at the Titanic. What's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio. When the guy found himself in the enemy camp, he managed to escape. He now escaped into an island that has snow. Journey to nowhere. I can't remember the movie. He had to kill the horse and start staying inside the horse. He cut the horse's stomach out and started staying inside so that cold will not kill him. He decided that he was not going to die. That's what it means to persevere. When you are holding a branch of tree with your left hand, the hand is very weak, but there's a lion under the tree just waiting for you to leave the branch. That's what it means to persevere. You are weak in your body. Everything is gone, but you must still hold forth. See, if you are able to imbibe these 4 things I just said, even Satan nor his agent can stop you. So most people wonder, as young as I am, I push mountains. It's just this straight. I just believe I'm not going to die now. So I take risk and persevere. So some days when I'm smiling to you, the kind of pain behind me that you don't have idea. You know that some days I'll sit in the office, my temperature will go up as if I want to have I don't want to call it a name. So I'll come out and crack a joke here, all of us will laugh. When I do that, you guys think I just like doing that. I'm doing that to ease off some thoughts. So you see me, I'll just find one insult Titi, then Joe will put him out. We'll just laugh, just to ease off. Because that time I'm coming, if you are observant, I'm coming from sometimes a very serious pain. But that is what it means to lead. Who will you tell it to that will believe? Was it Joe or church who took me to the hospital one day that I was almost dying here? Okay, well, it was you now that went to First 40. I say First 40, King's Clinic. But some of you will just have mosquito will just bite you small. You just have slight malaria. You say, you are not well, or you can't do anything. That day I was almost dying here. When the doctor saw me, he said, what was I doing? How do I let myself get to this level if I go to the hospital? That I'm just 2% to death. But you saw me, I was here walking, laughing, gisting everybody. I was struggling. I remember I told Joe, I said, Baba, now only Joe will tell. I said, this present way they do me now, if I don't leave here, something's going to happen. I just quietly went to the hospital. Nobody knew. I didn't tell anybody. So I'm just trying to tell you guys what it means to persevere. It's not what you see in the outward. Like I said, the unseen realities are the invisibilities. You don't see them, but that is exactly the fabric by which life is made of. We were talking to Captain one time, the day he came here. He said people see him and say, this guy is doing well in code. He said, but as he's talking to you now, I'm under serious pressure. My heart is beating as if I want to write exams. But if you look at him, you will think all is well. Do you know what it means to be the president of this country? Have you not seen Peter Obi recently that he has grey hair now? You have not seen his photo recently that he now has grey hair. He couldn't even shave his hair anymore. You think it's a joke? To lead anybody, come to talk of Nigerians. To lead you people as people that is it a joke? To lead this country. So people are blaming Buhari. It is not a joke. Peter Obi is white. He has never entered. When he entered, they started releasing problem to him. His hair is already white. These guys, the thing inside them that they are not showing you is what is the fabric by which they are made. (2020), like I said, is promised to be a very good year. But for you to achieve it, one, you must have a skill, meaning you must be doing something. Two, you must have character. So that the skill you have can work. Do you think there are people who you know you are better than, but they're in a bigger position than you? It is not any advantage, it's because they have a better character than you. They could easily relate with people. There's this place I used to cut my hair in Wose too. So there's this guy I cut my hair. One day he was not around. So my friend posted something on Instagram about his setting barber salon in Novera Mall, Zone 5. So I said, okay, let me give it a try. I went there, and those guys cut my hair fantastic. They even massaged my neck. I said, wow, and they were cheaper. But guess what? I could not go back there. Not that they were not good, but because the guy cutting me, I have a relationship with him. And he calls me on a normal day to check on me. Oh, Mr. Mevon, how are you doing? Oh, there is my friend that needs a loan. Oh, she has challenge with her business. Please, I'm saying that to you. Talk to her about it. He sends people to me. So, and I said to myself, somebody who has shown you this kind of kindness, Would it be unfair to now not patronize him and patronize somebody else? I don't know that you understand. I know those guys are good, but these guys have shown character. That's the point. That's how life is made. People go where they are respected, where character is shown. So I spoke on courage because I'm rounding up. That's why I'm just going back here. I said you must have the tenacity of a lion to succeed. You must be bold. You must be strong. You must be able to confront the fears of your father's and mother's house. The thing that stops your parents, you should be able to identify it. They come against it. I wish I can tell you the story of Gideon, but that one is a message on its own. About how the angel was telling Gideon that these gods your father is serving, they are not really as powerful as you think. But they have put fear in you. You have not imagined that they are powerful. Go and destroy them and see what will happen. So he went and destroyed them. And they went to report him to his father that your son has destroyed the gods. So he said, really, if truly the gods are the gods, let them fight for themselves. Truly, what they have been serving and be afraid of, he rendered it to useless. So what I'm trying to say, what you are afraid of is actually afraid of you. But the reason you don't know is because you have not confronted it. And anything you keep tolerating, you will never terminate it. You must have to confront it to end it. That is the simple truth. You need courage to battle. Then lastly, you must persevere. Meaning, you may be working for 5 years, things will not go your way. Everybody will come and tell you that you are an idiot. How can you be giving your strength and your time for this for 5 years? Check the history of the people who have succeeded. The things they did do it and get it at one attempt. Elon Musk was working on electric cars for over 15 years. But today, people saw electric cars everywhere. Dangote at the time was selling water. Anybody who you see have gotten to any point did not just get there. It has been a long journey. So to persevere simply means when you don't have your way, can you stay? That's what it means to persevere. It will help you in your marriage because you must always fight. There will be quarrels. There will be family issues. But what will keep you is if you have perseverance. It will help you in your relationship with people. You should be able to persevere. To just overlook things and keep calm. You will know you are in pain. But God never promised us a life without pain. Never. So I don't know where you guys got it from. That, oh, you will just be a baby girl or you just be a baby boy. Things will just be rosy. No. He said many will afflict the righteous. Not some. Many will afflict you. He said, but I have promised you that we deliver you from them all. So he only promised to deliver you, but you must be afflicted. So when you are not afflicted, why are you complaining? When it's even the plan of God. James chapter 1 verse 2, the Bible says, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. Verse 11 says, because after you have been tried, you will receive the crown of life. So you can't be claiming crown when you have not gone through the battle. So the good thing is to start it early. Persevere. Anything you have identified, it will be strenuous, it will be difficult, but stay with it. There are people I know who have capacity to take me from A to B without blinking. When I mean, as I know them right now, they have the capacity to say, you have done well, take 1 billion, go and start your life. And when they ever give that 1 billion, it will be as if nothing left them. I know them personally, and some of you know I know them. Personally. But even when we don't see it, we persevere. Because it only takes 1 day for an entire story to change. Sometimes it's not even that person, it's just a recommendation from that person. But you now, somebody now, your friends now start telling you, how can you be close to so and so person? Nothing is happening. What are you doing there? Are you wise? Are you sharp? Is there something wrong with you? Are you so dull? Can't you look at the time? But now, one of the best way, you see, the fall of the yellow leaf should be a warning to the green ones. One of the best way to approach life, understand that life goes in circle. Everything you are wearing now has existed before. These baggy trousers they are bringing now, it was once there. So it goes in circle, even the earth revolves. Look at the people who live like that advice that person is giving to you in the time past and see their end. So I see the elderly people as mobile libraries. It is good you see the elderly person as a mobile library because they have experiences you don't. So when I sit with them, I try to listen to them. Many of them, the challenge they're having today is that they never committed to anything. So you hear, hey, so person was my very good friend, but somehow we could fall out. And for that reason, because they fall out, they couldn't even reach out to a person, but they will have his contact. A certain guy comes here, he told me he wants to meet a certain minister. The guy and the minister were very good friends, just 15 years ago. And to prove his point, he showed me pictures, and it was true. I said, then why are you coming to meet me? Those people are my oga, I can't take you there. Can't you reach out to him? He said, no, they had one problem. But that the rest of their friends don't empower them. And I just see him remain, saying the fact to apologize. Joshua Sema said something. It is very powerful when you are with people during their pain. It is powerful. That's what Joshua Sema said. That when somebody is in pain, you are with the person. It is a powerful thing you're doing. That's like the highest level of investment. You don't know. When the person is down to it, is in serious pain and you are there, that is the highest level of investment. But most people move away to go and make a way when those things happen. Then, not knowing that nothing lasts forever. No matter how painful it is, it will pass. And no matter how good it is, it will also cease, then pass again, then turn again. That's how the life operates. So when you now run during the process of pain, just says where I see my young people leaving this country because there is pain. People who have good jobs. A friend of mine who has a quarry left this country to go and be selling snacks in the UK because there is small pain. So all these my big ogas, I used to ask them, you guys have the resources, why are you still here? They will just laugh. Say, my friend, there's no place like... One last Americans, they go say, man, there ain't no place like Nigeria, man. They have all the resources. They have friends who are even citizens of those countries. They are here. They are here as we are talking. They are citizens, so they are here. Many of you know them now. That's how you know go here. So why these people, why are they running to? In the Bible, it was so. There was famine in Bethlehem. Bethlehem means the house of bread. So it means that house is used to know. It is known for bread, meaning surplus. But there was famine in Bethlehem. So he said to my called Naomi, took off to a land called Mara, just because there was famine. So by the time she was returning, she had lost everything. Lost her children, lost everything. Everything that is happening now has happened before. After some time, it will happen again. Oh, people don't die in the US. They don't have graves in the US. He's not a Chinese guy in Texas that just came out and went to where he's working before and shot everybody. Do you know the kind of crime rate going on there because they don't tell you in the news and we were quick to bring our own out? Those people killing those people, you know, some of their police are compromising, killing blacks. We only talk about our police. You know what's going on in those places. Till today, the son of a prominent politician in this country disappeared in Dubai. He brought all the investigators everywhere around the world to find out what's happening. They could not in Dubai. Is it only in this country that people die? Is there where there is no death? Is it not Ukraine? Everywhere scattered, and people like the Klitschko who have the resources to live anywhere in the world as a former international boxer said no, they will say that Ukraine and die there. Why are people running away at the slight of a little problem you take off? If you have those mindsets, you are not going anywhere. You may see money for a while, but what will now happen in the evening of your life? I have always said it. Your best life will start from when you are 60. Because after that time, you don't have strength anymore. But how joyful it will be when you have set up businesses and you have raised younger men. So you just sit at home, you just say, Mr. Joey, so person brought car for you. Oh, why is he? Please thank him for me. Mr. Joey, so person just say, a certain senior man, we know in worry, who did what I'm telling you about. He said his phone dies all the time because alert kills the battery. Alert kills the battery. When we were younger, we saw this guy paying school fees for orphans. We saw him raising people. He goes to the prison to try to release one person at least every month. There are things you could do. He said today now alert kills his battery. So you see him everywhere around the world. He drives Maserati, drives limousine. He's in his 70s. Why his mate are security men? And those his mates were also former big boys. But they didn't move by the code of life, and look at how it ended. So guys, in rounding off, I want to beg you that as you are skillful, it's a gift from God. You didn't give it to yourself. Your know-how is actually what God gave to you. If you can speak well, it's not really by your training. It's God that gave you the ability. If you can design well, it's God. If you are a good engineer, it's God that gave you the ability. It's a gift. But for that ability to make sense, you must have character. You must have character. Therefore, you to sustain it, you must move further to have courage. Then when you have courage, be prepared for storms because they must come. It is written that storms must come. So you must persevere. At this point, I want to stop. Yes, I'm expecting questions, please. Please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you for this moment. You mentioned some things, some important attributes that we should have while being expectant for the year. And one of the things you mentioned was principle. And then can you shed more light on principle? Because it's not like most of us here don't know anything about principle, but we really love to hear what you have to say on principle.
Everything that works has a rule governing it. You see, I started looking at you differently, Chidima. And the reason is because somebody who knew me when we came from the streets, we were nothing, we were trying to survive. I think it was your birthday or so, I shared you on my timeline, or one of these days, I think earlier than your birthday. The guy is in the UK. He called me. He said, Mr. Mevon, Chidima is your staff? I said, yes. He said, I know her, she came to do IT in our company. That's like the most hardworking woman I've ever seen on earth. Is she still single? I said, hey, he said he wanted to marry her, but he didn't have confidence to talk. He said he didn't have confidence to talk that time, but I think he's married now in the UK. So he started telling me of her skills and everything. When he was discussing that with me, Chidima was not there. That's the point I'm trying to make. Chidima was not there. In fact, I didn't have a clue that guy will know her. So you see, in every sphere, there are codes to live by. So while you were working there, you abide by the principles of hard working. Because of course, anybody who kept you in a place expect that there are deliverables. Particularly the person is paying you. You expect that you should also find a way to bring in, you should do your job very well. Hard work is a principle, a requirement for success. That's one. Two, everything about principle is what actually summarized to one. To what I summarized to those 4 points. Because he knew you work hard, but was able to talk good about you because he also found that you have character. As at then, I don't know now. Yes, I don't know now. He also found that you had character. So that was why these are principle. So the seeds you are sowing now, when you start seeing the harvest, you can't attack the devil now. One of Peter Doshe's favorite scenes I like in Evil Men, that's one of my favorite Nigerian movies. Doshe said, take this money at least, it will help you mend your leaking roof. The guy said, go to hell with your evil money. He said, okay, we'll see who get there first. The guy said, you devil. He said, where did you see him? Where did you find the devil? So another great principle is that of words. The Bible describes word as a seed. So if you are so worded to call your children stupid, get ready. Some of the fruits we are behaving now is the things our fathers and mothers said on us. You too shy, you too timid. You are idiot, this pikin, you stubborn. Or this pikin. Those things are seed, but they had ignorance, so they didn't know. So you should not know better. So you look at yourself and you say evil words about yourself. You will not see the manifestation now, but it will start manifesting at the time. I have said it times without number. The things I am now, I said them years ago. And those who know me, I look at them and I say some things. I say, I don't know, when we were 60, I will do this, so I keep putting words ahead. Because I know they are seeds. So that is principle. Principle is when you plug a socket, you plug your charger and you plug it into your phone. You already know that the moment you switch on, okay, let's say you plug your charger to your phone and you plug it to the socket, you switch on the socket, but you left there, there was no light, your phone was down. Let's say you go to church. On your way returning from church, if you see light in the neighborhood and you see light in your house, you don't need an agent to tell you that your phone is already charging. Why? Because you have applied the principles. You don't need a prophet. You already know that your phone is charging. If you go there and find out that it's not charging, there's something wrong. And the Bible said an enemy has done this. Maybe you have one care pop-up picking or you remove the charger. If not, normally it's with charge. I don't know but yes, ma'am. To manage my time so that I don't overshoot. If not, I would have added strength to it. You see, strength basically is your ability to say no when all conditions suggest that you say yes. Strength is not to carry weightlifting. No. It's your ability to say no because you know the no will save you. Even when all the conditions suggested that you say yes. The Bible says if you faint in the days of adversaries, it's not because you ought to faint, but because your strength is small. So if they are small strength, it means they are larger strength. So you can grow capacity. Strength is actually capacity, what you can handle. And if I had the time, I would have added it to also the principles of success. Because it is the capacity you can carry that will determine what comes to you. If, for instance, you do not have a corporate account or a current account, and you are trusting God for 50 million, no matter who pray for you, that prayer is wasted. Because by the capacity you have, you can't carry that money. When the account you have is a savings account balance 00, then your pastor and I prophesy, if I be a man of God, 50 million enter your account in the next 24 hours. If you shout amen, both you and your pastor should be arrested. It doesn't mean that the man is a liar, but the word is true. But as that you don't have the strength to carry it. So strength is also one, the same thing as capacity.
there was a way you outlined the skill, character, courage, and whatever. I don't know if you can, like the way you called this and then enter. I don't know if you understand this.
Okay. Basically, what you're thinking is, I didn't arrange them in particular order. But what I'm trying to say is that when you have skill, for that skill to function for you, you must have character. Everything you are seeing in your environment, everything contending with your life is actually trying to contend with your character. So you try to park your car, somebody come and brush it. That act is contending with your character. It's expecting you to burst in anger. But if you have strength, you'll be calm. Strength is capacity. You will just be calm. When you are ravaging like that, shouting, making noise in the public, you don't know who is just standing by there. See, and sometimes that is the first time the person is seeing you, and that becomes the impression. So that's why you must be careful. So once you have skill, you have nice character, you must have courage. Then once you have courage, you must persevere. Then when you persevere, you must have strength. Strength is actually capacity to take in what you are expecting.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
To me, I think strength is the driving force to principle. Because if you don't
100%.
have strength, you can't keep the principle.
Yes.
You can easily compromise when there is challenges of life.
Of course. It's the ability to say no when everything is suggested yes. Yes, Titi.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Mm.
My name is Titi. Okay, so you said something about skill. You said this is what God has given you. So I want to ask, what is the difference between skill and passion? And what is is it the difference or the relationship between skill and passion? Then the difference between gifts and passion.
Okay, awesome. Very important question. Gift. I want to try to correlate it. I may not be able to have the time to prove it, but I want to correlate it that gift is the same thing as skill. Right? The giftings you have is also the same thing as what you can do. That's your skill. Passion is an emotion. And like I'm saying, you are not created with an emotion. You picked an emotion. There's likelihood that if you grow up in India, and the neighborhood where you grew up in India, everybody likes to dance that snake dance, there's likelihood that you have the passion to also learn it. It's an emotion. So that is why everybody who followed their passion did not succeed. It has been proven, yes. They died fulfilled, but they died poor. I have seen men of God who are very powerful. If they stand there to say that power of God, everybody will somersault. But they can't even pay their strength. Because they have that passion for what they are doing. You understand? But most people who follow their passion, like I said, I'm the apostle of correction, because most things I say, you have to go and confirm it. Because I'm changing the narrative. Motivation speakers say follow your passion. No, passion is an emotion. You can't follow it. Most people who follow their passion did not succeed. The people who succeed are people who follow a problem to solve. I don't know that you understand. There's a guy called Joko. He was a former midfielder with Chelsea Football Club. He has always liked to play golf. He's still playing golf at his leisure time. But he knew if he followed golf, because of the conditions surrounding him, he may not succeed where he was brought up. So do you know what he did? He played football. When he now succeeded in football, he now went back to a passion. Another example is Usain Bolt, who today is looking for a football club to sign him. Because he has always liked to play football. But he knew growing up in Jamaica, if he followed football, the world will not know him. So he followed a problem to solve. Then they run fast. So he came up and took the world champion. So now when he's not a global figure, he's not looking for football clubs to sign him. So he cannot follow his passion. So you only follow your passion when you have succeeded. But to succeed, you must follow a problem to solve. I don't know that you understand. You will find a problem plaguing the people as at that time. If you find the cure now for cancer, you are automatically a billionaire. If you find the cure for cancer. Because it is a global problem. Then after you finish finding the cure for cancer, or you have now made the money, you cannot go to studio and start singing. That's your passion. I don't know whether you get it. But please understand what I said. Even as you are finding a problem to solve, you must be passionate. A man is not designed to love a woman. You know, when I say these things, people attack me. A man is not designed to love a woman. Because a man is egoistic by design. But a man is commanded to love a woman. Do you understand? He is commanded. So you are the Bible when people say go and marry your best friend. It's a lie. If I marry your best friend, all those things are. I used to think they are true, but thank God the spirit, the correction spirit in me is rising. All those things are lie. How can you marry your best friend? That's not what the Bible says. The wife is supposed to see her husband as a Lord. So when the man has chosen to marry the woman, he is not commanded to love her. Irrespective of any character she portrays, as long as he has agreed, he's commanded. The woman also have one commandment: submit yourself. Because a woman naturally would not want to submit. So it's now also commanded: submit yourself. So, like I said, the problem you have decided to solve, you'll be passionate about it, so that it can actually work. But if it is your emotion you follow, you are likely not to succeed. I'm not saying one or two cases, but you are likely not to succeed. You must actually follow a problem to solve. Then when you solve the problem, you will become a success. Then you cannot go back to what you like more. And the question is straight: yes, it is possible. Like I said, character is a product of your environment. It is not given. You picked it on the way. Yes, so there's and your character is also an explanation of the environment you came out from. That's the truth. So when you see some people who have very angry temper, sometimes it's the environment. So you see some young men beating their wives because they saw their father or their neighbor did it, and it was okay. So, like I said, this character formation is actually a product of your environment. I've always told my guys here that if I had got where I am now, if I was there 10 years ago, I would have probably been destroyed. I kept telling them the money I was looking for a few years back and what has passed through my hands by the grace of God now, if I had gotten it a few years back, I would have been self-destruct. So even me, God has to teach me perseverance, endurance, and also character formation. There are people I interact with every day. The way they talk, I just laugh. I say, if this one have 100 million now, everybody around her or him will call her rude because of their character. Now, and some of these things you may not know. But like I said, there's a popular opinion about it. And sometimes these people don't tell you. So if God is interested in you and wants to take you to another height, He will first of all humble you. A guy was so powerful in the Bible. So powerful. The Apostle Paul. People started calling him, was it Jupiter? Or they gave him one Greek god name that is a god. So God had to give him an injury to humble him. So he had the injury, but he was healing other people, but he couldn't heal his soul. The thorn on his flesh was to remind him that he's still a man. So he was humbled. So there are things, God has to, if He's interested in you, in every generation, there are people God has actually pinpointed for a turnaround. There are Joshuas He has identified. Sometimes not everybody. And you know, once He's interested in you, Satan is automatically also interested in you. God's choice is always the devil's target. So as He's trying to work on you, Satan will be suggesting to you, You know what, that Satan guy, he has never forced anybody to. That's why if you take him to court, you will never win. Because he has never forced you. He will only advise you, suggest to you, whisper to you. This person is insulting you now. And you have poison. Why not just drop it in the person's water? Let the person drink the water. Just drop the poison. Then as you drop the poison, the person drink the water, you won't find him again. He will just withdraw and leave you with the consequences. It's not powerful. It only suggests to you. So every day you wake up, Satan is coming to you. Then you have one mission to make him regret coming to you. Because if it is come, he must come. He came to Jesus, who are you? He went to meet Jesus, who are you? He must come. The Bible said the sons of God gathered and God was there and Satan came. So that you are in church does not mean, I tell people church is like the hospital. There are some patients there that are not responding to treatment. So because you find somebody in church and it is a person is normal, he may also have psychiatric problem and it's not responding to treatment. That's why it also is in church. When you are hearing the word and you are changing, some others are not even moving. So that you find the person in church is not a criteria that the person is good. It's like the hospital. People are coming with different baggages. So it is true, people can influence your character. That's why the Bible said, I always quote the scripture anyway. That's why the Bible said, evil company corrupt good manners. I am an advocate, serious advocate of the company you keep. If I see the people you roll with, I already know your destination. In fact, it has been proven by science, by spirituality, by religion, that you will be the fifth person of the most 4 people you speak to every day. The top 4 people you associate with, you will become the fifth of the sum total of the 4. It is proven scientifically. So when I talk like this, it's because of the people I associate with. You become the fifth. So if you move with 4 millionaires, it's just a small time, you will be the fifth. If you move with 4 Indian smokers, just small time, you'll be the fifth. If you are moving with 4 prostitutes, you'll be the fifth one. Because the Bible says evil company corrupt good manners. And I also want to add that good company corrupt evil manners. So if you stay among good people, even though you are the devil, you will repent. Imagine all your friends are prayerful people. You call them at night. Hey, after you that was already the person was already in tongues. You call the other person respond to you in tongues. You now ask yourself, what am I doing in my life? You start. That's it. So if you are in a toxic environment, whether it is your home, it's your parents, you know that the environment is toxic, it's making you going AWOL. The friends you keep are people that does not bring joy. Anytime you see them one problem or the other, so that you are going to police station to bail your friend, or you are going to the hospital to take care of your friend who just committed abortion. If it's all of this you do all the time, then you are in a very wrong company. So the easiest way for you to do now is not to have the courage. You take the element of the courage of success and move away to make a way. Any other question? I'm waiting for Jaro and church. Any other question? Any other question? The church faces to give me joy. It reminds me of one special. Any other question?
I have something to say. I don't know if it's really, still on the issue of...
Your skill is actually your gift. You will never go for a skill that you are not gifted. Just that you have not discovered that it's your gift. So you thought you were just learning it, but it's actually your gift. You see, you don't determine your purpose, you only discover it. So you discover that when you have finished that IT study, you now discover that, oh, this is actually what is putting food on my table. And meanwhile, you were doing something else before. So it may look confusing if you don't get it clearly. You must have gone to maybe learn the skill first, but for you to even be interested in it, to learn it, what you learn is not everybody. Have you ever had me discuss it and then say something about IT, Bitcoin, or this? Have you ever had me make any statement and not talk Bitcoin or blockchain technology? Do I make such statements? Because it is not in my design. It's not my fabric to do it. I had already discovered my gifting. So if I'm going for skill, I go for skills. I will sharpen it. Yes, and so you that is doing it, for you to even have the passion to learn it and understand it is your gift. It's not everybody that will learn to understand. Don't think it's everybody that will go to that place learning to understand. So it's actually a gifting, but you did not discover it before you made it a skill.